Shalom, this is Amon Youth, Tyga Piscataway, your friendly neighborhood Schumann Sophia Spiritualite, the American Miriam. And we're here with our Astrological New Year ASTROTAROTGRAPHY reading. In the description box will be the dates affiliated with our tree, but so I'm not going to mention them here. That's just as a preamble. This is a reading that I do for people individually as well. So if you're interested in a reading, please check the description box for information on how to get your reading for the year so that you can know what energies are coming at you and how to address them. So this is the astrological new year, and an astrologer referred to this as the birthday of the country. And so I like that description. I like that explanation. So that's how we're looking at it. This is not of the country, of the world. This is the birthday of the world. The earth came into birth at this time in Aries, and we're going to see what that looks like for the whole world, the energies that are coming in, the energies that are attached, and what we can kind of glean from that, and how to move around it and avoid what's going on, and also how to maintain our own energy. Now, we have done a similar reading for the leap year, which has another set of cycles. We also did a similar reading for January the 1st, which has another set of cycles. So as you can see, there are wheels inside of wheels with this information. And so sometimes if you're trying to figure out what's going on, you can line those different wheels up and really see, hey, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. So we're just adding another layer to this story so that we can, best navigate and stay out of business that's not our business, essentially, when it comes to the world. So the Aries New Year starts at 11:06 and 30 seconds. Basically exactly, because I started to go back by a minute, and honestly it was almost exactly this time. PM. So if you're watching this in the morning, the Aries New Year has not begun yet. It'll begin tonight at 11:06 and 30 seconds PM. Okay. So just looking at this chart, as you can see, a lot of stuff is below the surface. But what's not below the surface is the moon. So the people are going to be at the forefront this year, for sure, because the moon is like the moon in the part of fortune, in the North Node, which is the new beginning. Those are the stuff that's really prominent and above, on the top half of the chart. So I find that to be very interesting. So this is definitely going to be a year about the people, for sure. And you see a lot of trine energy, so it's a lot of nice flowing energy with what's going on, and not a bunch of harsh aspects. I do have the subtle energies listed here: Juno, Pallas, Athena, Vesta, Sedna, Eris, and Vulcan. So don't be too distracted by those extra planets on here. We're primarily focusing on the main ones, and that'll be in the reading, but I just wanted to give you guys a chart so that you could have something to refer back to. All right, so let's get into the reading. So the very first placement, is death. So it's bad enough that this year is a year of transformation, because we have the full energy in our North Node, but then we also have death that's going to lead this year, which is transformation, change, mortality, renewal, the dark night of the soul. A lot of people are going to be spiritually awakening this year. They're not going to have a choice. It's going to be beyond their choosing. That's the feeling that I get for this year. And usually your ascendant is what you reset to. And so the fact that we're resetting into change means that as soon as some people get comfortable, they're going to have to change again. Like this is not a year to say, okay, I'm only making one set of changes and that's going to be it. No, every time you turn around, you're going to have to change your mind. You're going to have to reconsider your position. You're going to have to update. You're going to have to update your positioning. Basically, come to a new position. And don't get stuck. This is also an indicator not to get too stuck in your routine, your ways, the ways people do things, even in relation to jobs and stuff like that. Just be super flexible, because that's really going to be of the most benefit to you, I think, this year, because death is very fixed. It's always transforming, you know. It's always bringing in a transformation. And also, it's funny because this is a pale horse, a white horse. So that's also probably a factor in a black knight. So we'll see. Because then you have a black horse. Oh, follow. And then you have a green horse. So you've got like all the... Wait a minute. Hold up, Slim. Is this true? We've got the white horse, the black horse, the green horse, and the red horse. Yo, okay. You won't have to dig into Revelations to figure out what it means when all the horses show up. But I see 4 horses. Exactly 4 horses. I'm not really sure what to make of this, besides what I just said. We got the black horse, we got the white horse, we got the green horse, and we got the red horse. We got all the horses on deck. So, all right, y'all. I think that's showtime, you know. The very next placement we have after the death card is the Knight of Coins, which is stability, perseverance, and security. So it's like as soon as you get past the transformation, you're going to be coming directly into security. So the quicker you get through the transformation, the better. And as I always say, the valley of the shadow of death is not optional, but you do not have to pitch a tent and live there. You must go through the valley. There's no getting around it. But you do not have to live in the valley. It does not have to become your home. Okay? So don't get so stuck on the journey that you never get to the destination. The destination is not. It says, yea, though I walk. It doesn't say, yea, though I sit, yea, though I pitch a tent, yea, though I build my house. Okay? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Okay? So don't get stuck in the valley. That's going to be that's, especially with this 5 of Cups here, that's going to be a theme that comes up over and over again. Okay? The next placement we have is the Ace of Pentacles, which is happiness, joy, and new beginnings. So obviously you're going from a transformation into stability, into a new beginning, you know, and that is also this earth going through a transformation into stability, into new beginnings. So people who think that there's going to be an extended amount of instability across this planet when the transformation comes, I'm not seeing that. Okay? I'm seeing transformation, stability, back to back. Not a bunch of, oh, woe is me, wandering around, you know, left behind kind of stuff. Okay? I see, hey, the transformation comes, boom, going into stability, boom, directly into a new beginning, happiness. Okay, everyone's going to be, sentient beings are going to be happy. Let's put it that way. The ones who have sold their souls, Lord have mercy on them, obviously, but they're not going to. What? Okay. There you go. All right. So, boy, they don't want me to make this thing. I'm telling you right now, I have been trying to make this video all day, all morning. All right. So let me keep going. So the next placement we have is this 7 of Coins. And it's a lot of pentacle energy, I would like to point out, which is also a really good sign for stability. So the Seven of Pentacles is joy, positive results, and patience. So it is going to take some patience. So in these first four cards, you see the transformation. This is then the stability, then a new beginning, and the patience. One thing I'm noticing is that even though once you receive a new beginning, it's not that it happens right away. It sometimes takes a while for the things that you've been asking for to start to populate. And there also may be things that you have to do to make them populate. What do I mean by that? Like, I have been working on finances and wealth and stuff like that for almost 2 years now. And those things have not begun to populate yet. So now I'm investing more into bringing in wealth and bringing in abundance. So for you, it may be health, it may be, family situations or relationships, whatever it is for you, you have to, a lot of times you have to work to get these things to populate. They're not going to populate on their own. And I know that people believe that this is how it works. It is not. Once you're given a new beginning, you still have to continue to put in the work and the effort to get things done. So one thing I did was I invested in a cleansing bundle from another YouTuber. I'm going to invest in, a wealth mantra course from a YouTuber. I'm going to invest in a wealth group from a YouTuber. And I understand that different people have different things on their life. So another part of this is choosing carefully where you invest your money, your finances, for the next thing that you have coming up. You don't want to just necessarily, if you've been working with me for a long time, you don't want to necessarily just keep coming back to me. I mean, I'm the only one who can do this part, but for other things, other help, whatever, you may want to look at other people and see if they can help you, because that's just the way it is. We have to spread our money around. Like I mentioned, since December, I've been supporting a particular YouTuber, financially, and that period has come to a close for me, and I'm going in a different direction because I have more clarity on what it is that I need to do. And so that particular YouTuber is no longer or not no longer, let me say, not say it that way. That particular YouTuber is not able or capable to get me to where I need to go next, because that's not that YouTuber's specialty. My specialty is getting you together in your general direction. But once you get into your general direction of what you have a really good understanding of yourself and what you're generally trying to do, when you have to work on things specifically, you need to go to people who are specifically called into that area. What we don't want to do, and I shared a video on my channel from a lady who was extremely blunt about this, but what we don't want to do as quote unquote psychics or quote unquote mediums is get people so addicted to working with us that they never change. No, you gonna have to change, and if you don't, there's a problem. Now, I don't do personal readings like that, so that I don't really have that problem because I just don't have the capacity for personal readings. But it may be time to take some of the stuff that I talk about and go to other YouTubers and figure out what the specificity is, especially if it's something that I've mentioned that you're really interested in, but you don't exactly know, where to go with that, how to go with that. You might have to search out another individual who can help you, and on the flip side, if you haven't invested any money with me to date, and you feel like you want to go to the next level, it may be time for you to make the sacrifice and make the investment. It goes both ways. There's a lot of different ways to interpret this stuff, and I'm not going to say that there's only one way, but some people need to find other different YouTubers to invest in, servants to invest in, and some people maybe you're being directed to come and invest your time and your energy with me and what I have going on over here. A lot of people have been kind of on the fence because I'm generally all over the place, but I am in this, especially with this astrological new year, separating out what I'm doing. So that way, if you're interested maybe in the financial stuff of what I talk about, but not so much in the spiritual stuff, I'm going to have a specific location for that. If you're just interested in working on the new moon and the full moon, I have a specific Telegram for that. If you're just interested in the tribal stuff, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to have something separate for that. That goes along with the news. So I'm separating the different parts of me out so that I'm not so limited in the people that I can help based on what they feel comfortable with. And that's something that may be helpful to someone too. Not to go on and on about that, but that kind of came out of nowhere. So the next placement we have is a 9 of Pentacles, and we have a double 9 of Pentacles, which is success, great love, and reward. So honestly, what I'm seeing is the quicker you make the transformation, the quicker you go through this death. Please do not drag this death out. Again, it's not meant for you to pitch a tent. It's not meant for you to live there. It's not meant for you to stay in the valley of the shadow of death. Get through the transformation, accept what comes at you, accept the information, and then move on, because there's so many good things that come from your ability to be able to move on from the transformation. But a lot of people get stuck in the transformation. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people get stuck in the transformation and they never get through to the results because they just get stuck replaying things that happened to them over and over and over again. That's one of the things that, I would say the enemy within tried to do to me over the last few months. Okay, let's just keep replaying all the horrible things that's happened to you over and over and over again. No, no, I don't accept that. Okay, it happened. Okay, it might have been bad in retrospect, but at the time I did what I thought was best. I have the highest interest in myself. I have the highest belief in myself. And so I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I did the wrong thing, this and this and this. No. I did what was best for me at the time. So I don't have the ability to, act like I did something that was wrong. No, I did the best with what I had, which is true. And so that's how I'm going to carry it. And I know, people may agree, disagree, whatever the case may be. That's how I feel. And you should also feel like that about your situation. You did the best you could with the information you had, okay? Now, would you do it differently now? Of course, but now you have new information. So that's not fair to judge today you against yesterday you. Why would you do that? It's just like people, I heard a reader talk about this. It's just like people who are workaholics. They're trying to work harder than the yesterday version of them. Well, I'm not the yesterday version of myself. I'm going to work as hard as the today version of myself has the capacity to. Be gentle on yourself. Like in this picture with the 9 of coins, this girl, she is being gentle. She's not out here stressing herself out for this money. She's being gentle with herself. And that's what I am also suggesting. Be gentle with yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. It's way too much going on to be pushing yourself like a maniac to do stuff. Okay. And if we have a double dose of that, not just one, but two, you know what I mean? So it's just emphasizing how important that is. The next placement we have is the Princess of Coins. Of course, I refer to pages as princesses, and that's ambition, diligence, and desire. So once you have this transformation and you have this, fulfillment that you need and this peace, you have to set a new goal. What the Most High does not want from us is for us to do something, get everything that we ask for, and then be so comfortable with what we ask for that we don't continue to work. Because that's what we have done historically, our people in the past. We get so comfortable with our magic and being able to use our magic that we don't continue the process of quote unquote evangelizing, like Jesus, our brother Yeshua, told us in the Great Commission to go out and evangelize the earth. Well, we have to have our own personal Great Commission. Like for me, I want to help people get their money stuff together. That's always been my goal since I was like 10, you know what I mean? And so I haven't forgotten any of that. I had to get the spiritual stuff in alignment because I didn't realize how much spiritual stuff was required when you're dealing with money. But a lot of spiritual work is required. A lot of esoteric knowledge is required if you want to make a lot of money and be able to keep it. So now that I understand that, now that I know that that's what the process is, I'm more confident and comfortable moving forward with my plans because I know that they are going to be successful because I'm going to use the wisdom and the knowledge of the earth to make that happen. So that's what we have to do. Take what you've learned through your transformation process that you've been able to turn into a success and make that your great commission that you take on to the next stage. And like I mentioned, I only say it like this because a lot of people are going to get stuck. These are a lot of pitfalls. When things are going good, there are a lot of places you can stumble. You know what I mean? Look at someone like the Diddler. I mean, things were going so well for him, he never considered that he was a monster. And that can happen to us as well. Things can be going so well for you that you may forget or you may not realize how much of a monster you are. And so you don't want to do those things. I feel like that's one of the things with me. Like especially when I had lots of money previously, I probably was a monster in certain respects because I just couldn't tolerate these people who couldn't understand what I was saying. Now I have much more compassion and tolerance because it's impossible to understand all of this stuff without somebody holding your hand and walking you through it. And so I have much more compassion and tolerance for people in regards to business and money now than I did previously. And so that has been one of my learning lessons. And so I can take that as my great commission. And you can look on your life, especially the last few months. That's what this has kind of all been building up to see what that means for you. For some of you, it's related to your family, like I said, health, different things. But you want to take that passion, that fire, that whatever is inside of you, especially with fire, Aries coming in, and make that your push, what you push towards. Okay. The next placement is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is plans, travel, and new ideas. Again, once you decide, hey, I'm going to take this, I'm going to share it with the world, some new ideas will come in. New ideas are not the same as transformation. It's not going to be hey, you got to go through a death and rebirth. It's going to be, okay, well, let's take it in. I know you were thinking this direction, but let's maybe go in this direction instead. Gentle correction. That's a better way to describe this. This is gentle correction. And the gentle correction is great. It works. It's perfect. What you could have a problem with is if you ignore the gentle correction and it turns into a death, because that's how it goes. Like, if someone presents you with new information that's different from what you previously understood, you can take that as a gentle correction, or you're going to end up taking it as a birth, a death and a rebirth. And I'm just suggesting that people take the gentle path on themselves instead of taking the hard path. We have taken the hard path too long. Let's take the gentle path, okay? Not easy. I didn't say it was easy. I said gentle, meaning be gentle with yourself and the universe will be gentle with you. When you're hard on yourself and you make everything hard, the universe is going to be hard on you too. That's how it works. All right. The next placement is the North Node, which is the Fool, which is, new beginnings or just beginnings, the start of a journey. So really the journey doesn't begin with all of this. The journey doesn't even begin with all of this until we get all the way, like halfway through this experience. That's when the beginning really happens. So there's a lot of foundational cards, meaning all of this money is the foundation. We understand that money is the foundation. There can be nothing else without understanding money. You know what I mean? And that is, the understanding that we have right now. These different spirits, man, they really just They really piss me off, you know, with this, interrupting my thought process with their crap, man. It's annoying. Okay. All right, let's keep moving. The next placement we have is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is offspring, happiness. Offspring, happiness, gratitude. So again, as you go through the process of this transformation, do not forget to be happy, be grateful, show, empathy towards other individuals that's going through the same thing. These things are really, really important. You don't want to pretend like this stuff is not happening, okay? It is truly happening, and you truly have to pay attention to it, okay? You can't ignore the signs. You can't ignore the messages. And because just like with my text messages, if you ignore them, then they become problems. But if you address them, say, okay, acknowledge what's going on, whatever. That doesn't mean that these different spirits and these different entities and these different things have the right to just catch you off guard, as with my messages or my child walking in here and demand that you respond. That's not what that means. However, you should be capable to deal with that because you have the financial foundation to make it happen, right? And that's what the overall goal is. That's what the hope is. Okay, the next placement we have is the Queen of Wands. No, that's not what the goal. That's what is being promised to us. These charts, you know, these charts that are they're contracts. This is what is promised to us. We are being promised a financial foundation in order to do this work, which is what I have been asking for. Like, I can't do this stuff on a bare bones budget. I need financial resources. So we are being promised the financial resources to make these things happen. So you have to stand firm in the promises that they will show up. Because they're going to show up first, you know, as long as you make it through the death and the rebirth and you don't get distracted. Again, that's just, you know, going back to all the other stuff. All right, the next placement is the Queen of Wands, which is pride, femininity, and self-confidence. So you do want to tap into the feminine energy, work with the feminine energy, make the feminine energy work for you, and that's going to be what will help to carry you through, you know, whatever is going on. Okay. The next placement we have is the Six of Wands. And defaulting to the feminine energy is going to be good for you, because if you can see, there's a lot of feminine energy on here. We have 2 Nine of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. It's a lot of feminine energy. So defaulting into the feminine is going to be very helpful for you, okay? Again, the Six of Wands, that's what's next. And that's victory, success, and good news. Again, all of these things are good. Like, if I wanted a chart for a planet that was going to be successful in what was going on, what appears to be a losing battle, this would be it. Like, this really indicates that things are going to really, really turn around in a really positive way, as long as people make it through the transformation. Now, that's where people are going to get stuck, is this transformation. And you can see that people holding on to that. But if they're able to make it through the transformation, the foundation is going to be set. The financial foundation is going to be set. It's going to be solid. The emotional stuff is going to kind of be dealt with, and you're going to get success. Like, if you can keep in your mind, like, if I get through this, I know that success is right around the corner. Around every corner, everywhere you turn, there's success. This is like unheard of as far as a chart is concerned. This is unheard of. The next placement we have is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is balance, law, harmony. No, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. That's justice. Bridging the material world and the spiritual world. So this looks like the Most High is not going to ask us to go into all of this spiritual, quote unquote, warfare, or this spiritual situations until we have the victory. Like, there's no going in and cleaning up the mess spiritually until after all of the blessings show up. And I feel like that's fair. You know, how can you I've been saying this for months, how can you, you know, deal with any of this spiritual stuff until you have your financial stuff and your emotional stuff in balance? It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible to be confident in your spiritual work when you have all this other stuff going on. So it looks like that's how it's going to be given to us. And because this is the descendant, this is like, okay, all right, so if we're looking at timing, this is not the tree, because the tree is specifically timing. If we're looking at timing from now until autumn or spring equinox, which is spring equilux, to fall equilux, which is fall equinox. And I'm just trying to use the proper terms because the equinoxes are really the solstices and the equiluxes are really the equinoxes. They just got the words all messed up. But from now until the fall, it's going to be when all of this other stuff happens. It's going to be a jam-packed from now to fall. And then once fall comes, it's going to slow down. It's going to be very, very slow energy, because basically you have like 6 months from this descendant to the end of the year. So it's going to be pretty slow energy for that. And that is good. We need that to process all the stuff that happens in the next 6 months. I also think that this means that some people are going to be drawn to go back into these churches and bring other people out. They're going to be asked to do that. Please don't ignore what you're asked to do, because the Most High will ask you and then he'll put you in a position where you don't have a choice. So I always recommend going along when you're asked. It's much easier for yourself and on your life if you go along when you're asked. If things have to be put into position so that you're forced, that's not going to be pleasant for you. And I'm just, giving you my advice from my experience. I will always suggest to go along with when you're invited to do something, as opposed when you're forced to do it, okay? The next placement is the Knight of Wands. Just like going through the valley. You're being invited to go through this transformation. Go through it quickly. Run through the valley, okay? So that the valley shouldn't even last that long. It should be a quick transformation, because we got way too much energy to deal with leading up to the fall equilux or equinox to be dilly-dallying in a transformation. And if you don't get this transformation done before the fall equinox or equilux, you're going to kind of miss out on all of the blessings that are going to be coming to other people. So adaptation, the death and rebirth is going to be really flexibility is going to be really critical. Taking on whatever it is that okay, you did this. Okay. How do I make up for it? What do I need to do to get back into balance with what I want? Boom. Get it over with. Don't drag it out for yourself. I'm, suggesting. All right. The next placement is, like I said, the Knight of Wands, and that's fiery love, self-confidence, and motivation. So you're going to be motivated to continue on with this kind of great commission that has to do with your, with this Princess of Coins that was, a few cards away at this point, but that it's going to be coming back up, like I said, probably around the equinox of the fall. The next placement we have is the Chariot. And that's when things are going to move really fast, because we know the Chariot is a fast moving energy. It indicates fast moving. It also indicates triumph, victory, overcoming obstacles, conquest, a champion. So this is kind of like a culmination of all of these positive energies. So really, it should be a lot of good energy once you get past this transformation. And all this is preparing you for this 5 of Cups that's coming up towards the end of the year, you know, towards when everyone gets this Five of Cups, whatever. And the Five of Cups is insight, knowledge, and sadness. And this is just kind of some kind of worldwide sad thing that happens. So imagine if you never get through the transformation, and you're stuck in this transformation phase all the way until after the equinox, then you're going to go into sadness for whatever it is you feel like you've lost. And that's not really good. I don't recommend that. And I can kind of see how that's playing out, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. You just want to, I'm just recommending that you get through this transformation quickly. Let it get out the way. And then the next placement is opportunity, great love, and joy. So whatever this sadness is, this insight, this knowledge that, you know, that brings everybody down, it's going to be followed by an opportunity to do something about it, more than likely. And this is going to lead to this Three of Swords. This is the only swords we have in the whole. Now remember, swords are hard endings. And this particular card is the only one that I read in reverse. And it is the last placement. So it's not like we're going to get out of this. And so the Three of Swords in reverse is insult, fraud, painful experience. So a lot of people this year is going to fly by and all they're going to remember is the transformation and then this Three of Swords painful experience at the end. They're going to miss all of these good things in the middle. And so I am recommending to you, don't miss the good things in the middle. Take advantage of all of the energies, even the sadness, because that is an opportunity to purge out, again, whatever this is, whatever these people are, whatever is going on, so that you can start the new astrological new year on a good note, in a good energy. And so that's my recommendation. All right, now we have our Tree of Life, and this is more so like a timing mechanism I come up with. How this works is basically we have an energy for 36 days. Every 36 days, the energy switches. So being that today is the astrological, March 19th is the astrological new year this year, March 19th. For the last 2 days before March 19th and then 2 days following March 19th, we are going to be in the energy that's associated with the sun, which is the Two of Wands. Because that's our quote unquote birthday card energy. And that's basically, I would say, almost every year we're in this, you know, optimistic, Two of Wands energy is, plans, travel, new ideas. This is when new ideas come in. This is when you kind of get an idea of what your year is going to look like. This is when you start to figure out things. This is kind of like how it works. You know what I mean? And so I'm, you know, just pointing that out. This is how this works. And then after the next 2 days, on the third day, we start into the South Node energy, and then it switches every 36 days. And so this is an even, this tree on top of the New Year tree, you'll kind of see how they're not the same, you know what I mean? And you'll kind of see how the energies start to overlap. And I'll probably do some videos on that so people can see kind of what's going on, right? With all these wheels we have going on, it's a lot. So the very first placement is the Three of Swords. And again, the Three of Swords is in reverse, and that's insult, fraud, and painful experience. So there may be some very painful things that happen right now, some very painful energies that come up that have to be addressed, some things that you don't want to deal with. These might be the things that come up right now that you should. I'm recommending in the first 30 days is just get it over with. This lines directly up with the death card. You know, this lines directly up with our ascendant. This is the purging out of that energy. This is the death and rebirth, this transformation. It's only going to last. It only has to last the most it has to last is 36 days. If you learn the lesson on day one, if the trouble comes in 2 days from now on, what is this? This is March the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. If March 22nd comes in and you learn the lesson on March 22nd, you're done. You're not gonna. It's not gonna continue the whole time. It takes however long it takes for you to learn the lesson. And I know this from personal experience. I have this specific placement. Once you learn the lesson, the energy lifts up off you. Not that it's gone, no, but you don't have to be subject to that energy because the energies are assigned to you to make sure you learn the lesson. Now, if you learn the lesson quickly, it's good for you. If it takes you forever to learn the lesson, it's not so good. So learn the lesson, get it out the way so that you can move on. Don't be stuck having to learn this lesson over and over again, okay? The next placement we have is this 9 of Pentacles or 9 of Coins. And of course, that is success, great love, and reward. So once you make it through that 3 of Swords energy, then you can go into the rewards, the success, the great love. Things will start to turn around for you. And then following that, we have the Chariot card, which again is fast-moving energy. It's triumph, victory, overcoming. So you will be able to overcome. You will start to see the results of your overcoming. Again, a lot of people are going to get stuck in this South Node energy and the death energy, and they're not going to be able to make it out because you can turn this energy only has to last up to 36 days, but it can last all year if you don't get past it. You have to learn the lesson, and the things will come up over and over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. And this is also on top of whatever personal energies you have assigned to you as well. So that's another way that we can take a kind of micro look at what's going on. All right, the next placement is this 7 of Coins, which is joy, positive results, and patience. So this is kind of like you have your money together, you're feeling great, and then you start doing this fast-moving energy, and then you kind of have to put some more work in to get to where you're trying to go. Following that, we have the 6 of Wands. And the 6 of Wands is victory, success, and good news. So whatever work you put in is going to show up quickly. This is not the kind of year where the work that you put in is going to take forever to show up. And this particular card, the 6 of Wands, is my triumphant entry card. This is like when Jesus rides the donkey into the city, right? All right, the next placement we have is this 2 of Wands, which is plans, travel, new ideas. So this is when you'll have a lot of creative energy going on. There'll be a lot of positive things happening. The next placement we have is the 3 of Wands, which is offspring, happiness, gratitude. So lots more good energy. Then we have our second dose of the 9 of Pentacles, or the 9 of Coins, which again, success, great love, reward. It's like everything is lying on the other side of this transformation. If you can get through this transformation and this self-inflicted heartbreak, you can move on into some really, really positive energy. And I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to beg you all, please move into the good energy and don't get stuck with this terrible energy, because I'll be honest, this tree is much better than the tree that we got for the first of the year, because that tree is not looking so hot, in my opinion. It's a lot of really tough energy. This has a lot of really good energy, so that is a way that you can tap into the higher energy. You don't have to be stuck on that lower vibrational timeline. This energy is much, much better. Okay, so the next placement we have is the Moon card. The Moon card, which is the 5 of Cups, and that's insight, knowledge, and sadness. So that's leading up closer to the end of the year. And then at the very end of the year, the last 36 days, we'll have the Fool card, which is a new beginning, or a beginning in general. the start of a journey, and the unexpected. So that's how this energy is kind of playing out for the year. I'll leave the dates again below in the description box so that you can follow along and see how these things work out for you. Again, I'm just highly suggesting that you let the transformation happen. Don't fight against the transformation. Get through it. Get it over with so that you can move into these great energies that await you, because this is really good energy, and you don't want to be stuck with bad energy just because you can. It's a choice. It's a choice. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm asking you to make a better choice. Okay, so if you would like a reading, a personal reading like this for yourself, for your for your own events, for your whatever it is you got going on, all of that information is in the description box. And I'll be happy to help you navigate your energy within this year. So shalom everyone, and we will see you in the next video.